I got to get the story straight from you. So yourself, Jags Climax, and Lab Janjua, rest in peace, in Mumbai. All right, season 2, we are back. We're off and running with our second episode. We got a super producer, super DJ in the house with us today. Brought you hits like Ik Gal by Gary Sandhu, Gera Dede by Miss Pooja, Lember and Kakapa and Yawara, super hit song. And also Britasia's 2015 DJ of the Year. Thank you for pulling up a chair at the table with us. Let's welcome
appreciate
DJ
man.
Dips.
Thank you for having me, lads, man.
Everybody make some noise. All the way from UK. Well, also, I have my co-host with me, of course. We got Jay Static to the left of me, DJ M,
What's
and
up?
Jyoti Dillon, who joined us. We got him back from Australia.
back.
Say what up to everybody.
What's up? What's up?
All right, DJ Dips. So we
Yes.
know you're based out of the UK, from South Hall, mate.
Yep.
Tell us
Southall,
about
mate.
In it,
That's the worst accent I've ever heard, man.
It'll get better as the pegs go down.
By the end of it, you'll be talking like me. That's what's gonna happen.
So what brings you to our beautiful Canada? You brought the sun with you, obviously.
I know, man. No,
Not
yesterday I
last
brought the UK weather.
He brought everything.
Yesterday I
for
brought
the
the
last 4
UK weather
years.
with me, man. That's what I brought. Yeah, so we're here to do a wedding. Brought my boy Mental Beats with me. So he's in the house. Got my mate Jaggu with me. Blitz is in the house.
Mentor Beats is Mentor Video today, it looks
Yeah.
like. That's sick. And you brought some Blitzkrieg, who's a native of Mississauga as
Of
well.
course,
We finally
man.
get to meet him. Thank you for coming through. So the name is DJ, obviously, but you also produce music. So
Yep.
tell us about that. Like, well, how did the transition from DJing to
It
production?
happened a long time ago, to be honest. I used to DJ with my older brother and 2 other guys. We were called Ominous DJs. So that's where everything started. We started. I'm related to Kamad from Hira. He's my uncle. So obviously, after we
not know
kind of
that.
knew, yeah. So you guys missed out on some information there. That's it.
So those that don't know, that's H. Dami's dad.
No. H. Dummy's
that's
dad
his
is
partner.
Pulvinder.
Pulvinder,
He's his
okay.
partner. Yeah, Kamad from Hira is my first uncle.
Okay,
So
Nice.
when we got into DJing, obviously we've been DJing a few years. He came to me and my brother and he said, "Look, you guys should move into music." And to be honest, we didn't have a clue. And he's like, "No, I've got a studio. Come and sit with Sunil, who was Sunil Kalyan." So we went and seen Sunil. We've sat with him. You know, we've kind of worked through vocal. At the time, we didn't have a clue what was going on. To be honest, we didn't have a clue. We were just like, okay, this is what we wanted to sound like this song.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And that's the way
That's how
everybody
you
starts.
everything starts off.
That's how everybody
Everything
starts.
starts from an idea,
Yeah.
right? Nothing just happens.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, we started with an album called Best Kept Secret. It came out Metro Music. Everybody from UK knows Metro Music. They used to
100% Metro
sell
Music.
vinyls,
Yeah,
CDs,
yeah.
tapes on the Broadway in Southall. So, yeah, we went from there. We worked on the first album, Best Kept Secret.
So sorry, let's
This is
slow
all
it
unknown
down
things,
because
by the way.
I'm a little lost. So you're now with Ominous DJs,
Yep.
okay? And you guys just dropped the album.
Yeah, Best
And
Kept Secret.
Best Kept Secret. What's a hit song off that we could?
There
all
was
get
a track
familiar
called Tod Ke Jawab.
Okay.
There was a track called Lambaradi. And there was a track called Sharabbi, which had a MC from UK called MC Guffey.
with? Okay.
So these were the tracks that kind of done well. But again, it was very, very like, we were so fresh to it. It was unknown singers. Completely, we'd never met the singers. It was
Fresh
just like,
in the
okay, let's just buy vocals from anywhere we can.
When was
You
this?
see what I mean?
What year was this?
This was I was still in high school. So it's going back 16 years. Because I used to get off the bus and I used to walk down to the studio because the studio was on South of Broadway. So 16 years ago, I was 16 years old.
God damn.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I was 16 years old when this all started. So yeah.
South Hall Broadway, is that where that famous Glassy Junction
Glassy
is?
Junction?
No, Glassy Junction's actually on South Road, which is just off the South of Broadway.
Okay.
But yeah, it was on the Broadway, and it was just like them days was just nuts, man. It was just like
That's dope.
we'd never clue. We used to walk in like, so okay, what do we do today?
So how did those kind of sessions go? Like if you're sitting with the
I mean,
guys
to
like
be honest,
Sunil and whatnot.
it was just. It was like going to school. It was like he was the teacher, and you're kind of sitting there, and he's just like, you're trying to ask questions,
Yeah.
trying to see if you can get things right.
Soak
If you
in
know
whatever
what's
you can.
what.
So Neil does most of the percussion on most of your tracks.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He did
From
Get Out
day,
Daily
like I
as
said, he's
well?
been with me from day one. So
That's
even up
sick.
until now,
That's sick.
if
To have
the
him
track
as a
that-
day one, that's
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Sunil,
Well,
sorry,
no,
Sunil-
I'm
Sunil
lucky.
Kalyan.
I've had,
Kalyan.
I've worked
I'm
with Cam,
Yeah.
Frantic.
Yeah.
That's who we worked on the second
God
album with.
right there.
which is
That's
cool.
Cam Frantic?
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I hear a lot about him from Dude
Oh,
DJ.
he's
a big
he's
fan
like
of him,
he's probably the biggest producer out there, man. He's
He's a
the
legend.
ultimate
JJ's
legend.
legend.
Shout out to
Ultimate legend.
Yeah.
JJ's
Thousands
idol,
of songs
for
you
sure.
guys wouldn't have even known that he's done. Well, you guys will know. The people in this room will know, but general people wouldn't even know the thousands of songs that
It,
he's
it
done.
sounds to me kind of like so South Hall, like the way I refer to it is kind of like New York, where it's like all these artists are everywhere, everybody's trying to make it, because that was when UK music was really popping. You guys were really on. And
To be honest,
kinda
there's
in the
not a lot
industry.
of people from London. To be honest,
Yeah, it's
there's not a
Birmingham.
lot. Yeah. Like everything's in Birmingham. Like
Yeah.
London-based, realistically, was Mentor, Rishi. Rishi was obviously from London.
Yes, Rishi Rich.
Punjabi Hit
Yeah,
Squad.
yeah.
Sunil's there. Well, myself now. But apart from that, really producer-wise, there's not really that much that comes out of London.
gotta
Angel,
go.
Yeah, exactly.
Angel's from London. Angel, he's from London.
Angel, yeah, but
Dark
Angel
MC?
kind of. The problem with Angel is Angel's very start and stop. He's great at what he does.
I've heard about him for ages, and then he falls off. And then I
This is
heard
what I
about him
mean,
again,
yeah.
and he falls off.
You've
So-
got to be
so for those,
consistent in
like-
some sort of way.
Obviously, with these three right here, that you guys know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Tell us who Angel is for dummies.
Oh,
like me who
Angel's
don't know who you're
Angel's
talking
another producer.
Okay.
He's an engineer. He's a producer.
Uh-huh.
He worked a lot with Dark MC.
Yeah.
He worked a lot with Rajiv.
Oh,
So he worked a lot with Rajiv. And, yeah.
He did
A
that
bi- a
track,
big
like the
track
most
that we
notable,
can refer
Chori Chori Takkana. I
Yeah,
think.
Chori Chori Takkana.
Yeah,
He worked a lot with H on Jawani too.
Yeah.
He's had his fair share of tracks, but again, he's just. You've got to stay within the market. You can't keep coming in and out. And if you keep coming in and out, people forget you. Then you got to start again.
Yeah. It's almost
100%.
like
You see
you're,
what I
you
mean?
got the
Consistency,
logo.
man.
If they need to see you in some sort of way.
Yeah,
Consistency is everything.
yeah.
You know, when you disappear off social media and you're not releasing songs, you're not in videos, people just think, okay,
This
move
guy's
on to the next
gone.
Oh, that
person.
guy-
The next
yeah,
person,
he's
that's it, he's
gone.
done.
Yeah.
And you coming back 2-3 years later, it doesn't really.
You gotta build
you've
back
got to
from the
rebuild
beginning.
back up because there's 5 producers that have come out since.
Yeah. Well, that's a big thing that we're hearing a lot about nowadays with the industry. Like, well, Jyoti went through it himself with trying to release a song through even a big label. Like, they
Oh, it's a
obviously have
nightmare.
priority,
It's a
right?
nightmare.
And then you have a hit song, you think you're on, you're
You
ready
just
to
don't
go.
even- it's
You
not
may
even worth
have a
doing it anymore.
Yeah, you
That's-
may even
that's
have
one
a
thing.
second track ready to go, but they can't release it for 3 to 6 months. So now you're kind of not as hot anymore, right? You cool down and your flow's not there.
What's a big label now in our industry?
The bit like
Like
Like,
Job
what's a big
White Hill
Job-wise?
Speed.
No, I said, yeah, but you
know
got to
what-
understand for
what-
them, they've
oh.
got established,
Yeah.
they've got their few established artists,
Yeah.
or they've got their artists that they signed. You guys had a conversation about Guru, obviously, the last time out.
Yeah. That's
Wait, what?
Guru signed.
I wasn't
Guru's
here.
signed. Guru's obviously signed to T-Series.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they've got an interest in making sure that
Yeah,
he's,
he's a
the biggest
priority.
thing out
Yeah.
there.
He's a
you know?
priority for them.
When they're earning off bookings, somebody new coming along is just paying them to put tracks out.
Yeah, and
Do you see what I mean?
the
They've got no
priorities
interest
with
in it
it.
because they've
100%.
got paid for it already.
Yeah. And your
So
last
it's not
priority,
even, it's
like
not
you
even
get
worth
pushed.
putting your track
Even
out with
Speed
a
and
sure
White Hill. Speed and
JJ
White Hill have like I don't know if it's A&R, but I'm gonna call them
Speed have
artists.
sold now.
It still exists.
Speed
though.
no, but they've sold 2
and
times.
it's only like a 3-4 year deal.
3-4 year deal, yeah.
Whatever, it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
But they have an artist development team, so they have. I think Speed has 2 guys, White Hill has a guy or 2, and they are finding and representing artists. Like guys like I don't know if Amrit Man's still part of Speed or not, but
He started there. Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
like
He was-
Sunanda
started there,
Sharma.
took care of it.
but Sunanda Sharma was like a complete. That was like a real,
I heard she's like
low end
a-
label. To be
Yeah.
honest, that she started off with. That,
Which
that
one
she's,
was it?
It's Punjab Records. or
No, it's not
something like
Punjab Records.
No, that's
Is it Amar
That's
Audio?
Nimakera.
that. Amar Audio.
Amar
yeah.
Audio.
Really?
Amar Audio,
Yeah, so like they weren't known
But
for
they had
having
her
big
like in a
artists.
contract.
So he said
wow.
Speed is sold, so Speed no longer exists.
Speed
They've
has been
sold their
Okay.
rights.
rented out in a way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say rented out. That makes
like
So
these
all their
labels
artists,
have like
everything- all
these
their
labels
stuff
have
goes
like
to
2-3
someone
months
else.
backed up of every day a song released. Like I remember when we went to White Hill to sign the thing, they had 2 months of tracks
Yeah.
every day,
Right,
every
every
other
day,
day
yeah.
being released.
But it's
So to
it's,
go
it's
up
like
to
a
them-
chain. It's just like, okay, you're in today, you're out tomorrow. You're in today, you're out tomorrow. That's why a lot of the time it's not even worth releasing a lot of music now. You know, a lot of people they put out tracks constantly. It's not worth putting tracks out all the time because they come, they go. That's what happens nowadays, especially UK music. If you listen to UK tracks, even if it's a big track, it will last 3 weeks, and then it's kind of gone. And
It's a big reason why these artists are going independent in all aspects of music. People are just thinking that, okay, well, if there's no point of going through this label if they really can't help me the way that I need to be helped, right? So
There's no label that can
yeah, that
help
can
you
really
as an
do it.
artist now.
No label's gonna help you.
There's no label that's gonna help. They're
If
gonna
the
say,
label's not coming to you,
yeah,
you mean nothing to them.
Yeah.
At the end
you're
of the day.
you're just paying them to do
Yeah.
a job, and that's literally something you can do yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
You can sign up you can sign up to companies online where you can put a track out the next day yourself. Like I do that myself now.
So if
Because
you,
there's
if
no
you were-
need for me to. Why am I going to
100%.
cut out the middleman and go and do it yourself?
So
sure.
what would be okay? Let's say you have an artist with you and he's amazing. You have a song and then the label comes to you and says sign. Would you sign with the label or
Well, it depends on the deal. Doesn't
depends
it?
on the money? Yeah. I guess stupid question
Yeah,
in that
of course,
sense.
do
Yeah,
you
it's
see
all
what I
about the
mean? It
money,
just
right?
depends- It's not only about the money. It's what they're going to do for
Yeah.
you.
What?
Yeah.
And
If
what's
there's no
your
point in signing with a label if they're going to make
If
you
it's
sit
gonna
on the shelf
restrict
for a
you,
year.
and what's
Yeah.
your priority?
Even if
for
you
them?
get a check, that doesn't
You
matter,
gotta
especially as
remember,
a true
label will
artist.
try and sign you. If they don't want you to release with somebody else, they'll come to you and say, "Oh,
Yep.
sign with me. Okay, we'll put out this in 5 years. We'll put out 5 songs." But that doesn't mean for the first 2 years the songs are going to come out
100%.
because they've already got a backlog.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
They've got their favorite artists. They've got the artists that make the money that are signed to them, who give them commission. They're gonna put them out.
100%.
They're gonna sell their shows. They're not gonna
That's the
sell yours.
biggest obstacle for all of us right now is labels, like even for our
And
stuff,
that's why so many people are just doing things themselves. Even you're seeing the big guys putting out songs. I feel like at the beginning it was songs that they didn't know if they were going to do so well.
Of course, yeah.
Like Mkirit even.
He's doing them on
He
his
started doing
own
all his
channel.
own stuff.
Yeah.
You know they're still backed, but
it's on his
the
own-
fact that
own
he's
channel.
doing it on his own channel and that he's
building.
releasing songs that he thinks are going to do well, they're happening.
Yeah.
But Sherry's doing that now. I think Sherry's next track's coming out on his own label. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sherry
Even,
One Music, yeah.
I think G Sidhu like started that trend of releasing it on your own channel.
G-
But
Sidhu
like,
is
he's the
ultimate,
best example
yeah.
of
He's the
doing
best
it.
example
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
did it from scratch. Like
Yeah.
he didn't start with labels.
And no,
But
he
even
did.
the Dips,
He
like,
did start with labels, but he was telling me, he's like, I went through them and everything just ends up being expensive. Label wants X amount of money.
Of
Online
course,
promotion wants X amount of money.
They
Design
want you to.
wants
They want you
this.
to pay 5K for a 2K video, so they can.
And then,
they
yeah.
can budget 2 videos out
Yeah.
of it for
Yeah.
themselves.
And every step of the way, labels making money.
Yeah.
So
So back to Ominous.
hard.
Okay, so you're with Ominous now. You guys have released an album, and where do you go from there? So the album was obviously something fresh that you guys
Of
just
course, yeah.
started.
Yeah.
No name artist. But that put you guys on.
Yes.
Okay.
That you done well for us, to be honest. We were touring, clubbing, we were obviously doing club shows, doing international shows. To be honest, for me, I was a kid. My brother's 7 years older than me. He had a bit of a wiser head, but I was a kid. You see what I mean?
you
So I
were
was
like,
loving it. I
sick.
wanted to,
This is
any
wicked
chance
li-
I got, man, I was out of the countries. You
And
see what I mean? So,
Let's do another
you
one.
transitioned to Kudos Music as well.
oh, that was a lot later.
That was a lot.
That
later.
was a
Okay.
lot
hold
later,
on,
of course.
pause on that one. Ominous DJs, just so you know, I have their vinyl sitting downstairs.
No
Wow.
way.
I love the track.
I have a
Panj
full
Bindiya.
album
See,
sitting
Punch
downstairs.
Bindiya was on the
Bindiya.
second album. We done a second album called Unfinished Business.
Yeah, so I had that album as a kid. I grew up listening to that. Panj Bindiya, Munda London. So,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Those are the tracks
And
that I
that
grew
was
up
where
on.
we kind of transitioned into No Noise, Lember, Diljit, Mattu, who else is on that? Kuldeep Manik,
Oh wow, what
late
the
Kuldeep
hell?
Manik. So I mean, it was kind of crazy because at the same time of me doing like us doing gigs and weddings,
Yeah.
and us doing this production stuff on the side, we were promoting events in London. So I got really close to Zeus. Like I found a contract the other day of when I booked him in 2004.
Yeah, you were telling that's crazy.
You know,
So
Dibs,
that's
I noticed
2004.
you like you throw these names out. A lot of guys come through because they're your boys or
Yeah.
whatever. But like that's Dr. Zeus you're talking about. So some of these names that you've worked with, you're saying 15 years ago, huge
Lambert,
artists.
Yeah,
man.
You know,
I mean,
and
I used
are
to
still-
book shows for that guy, like 2 shows a week in London for,
For
like
Dr.
3 years.
Wow.
For like 3 years,
Wow.
yeah.
That's dope, man. That's
Yeah,
huge.
for like
Especially
so-
back.
So
how
you
old-
used to do
You were like what,
promotion.
15
That's
back
Yeah,
before,
Okay,
and that's
okay.
before Dr. Zeus was like he was
Yeah,
still
this
Dr.
was
Zeus,
just
but
around
he
the time
wasn't.
of
Although Doctor नहीं बना ऐसे याद है.
Hari Pardas
just around the time Kangana,
No,
Under the
solid
Influence.
Wow. Though, man.
That's when Kangana came out. That's
Yeah,
when he
just
was
around
doing
the
it.
time of
That's
Under the
huge.
Influence, yeah. So
That's huge.
But like he's not like compared to today's
Yeah.
Dr. Zeus, he's next level Bollywood superstar. So I mean that's crazy.
That's huge. Yeah.
I mean, Zeus went up, came down, and then came back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? That's what happened. That Under the Influence was probably the best Bhangra album I've ever heard.
we
But,
were
I
just
mean,
talking about
yeah,
that.
we were
And
talking
big
about that
up-
last night.
Yeah.
It's the best Bhangra
It
album
is
I've ever
the
heard.
Big up to
best.
Zeus because just like you said, for an artist to go cold and then get hot again is
Yeah.
not an easy
It's
task
not an easy
for-
task.
by any means.
like
right?
starting
No,
from
he came
scratch
back,
all over
He came
again,
back
right? Like-
hard.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came back
Harder
with the,
than
you know what? He
anybody.
came back with the sound.
Yeah.
With his
His
own
sound.
sound. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? He didn't
That's
come
true.
back with something which is going to be 90% of the public's putting out
Yeah.
there already.
Yeah.
He
Well, pe-
came back with his own sound, and then he was just constant with it.
People get at him. They say all his songs may sound the same, but at the end of the day, that is his sound. You recognize
Yeah, but
it
look,
for
Yeah,
it.
Baya talked
Right
with him on
away.
that, and he's like, I can't even.
He
showed
can't
me,
change his sound.
He showed me like 15 songs. They all sound completely different. And he goes, I can't put out any of these because artist A comes in, goes,
Dr.
I
Zeus.
want
Exactly
it- I
what I
want
was
it to
just
sound like Mr. on the Booth.
exactly what I
Yeah.
was just gonna say. He says
Yeah,
when a
that's
singer
the
comes in, they say, "Oh, but why doesn't it sound like so and so?"
Yeah.
That's you.
Put in those ad
I
libs.
want that
They're
sound.
they're the paying customer.
100%.
So you know,
And
you
it's
still
sad
got-
for you because you want to show your growth.
Yeah, there's no
But at the end of the
creativity.
day,
'Cause
they want to see
The viewer at the end of the day is going to be like, yo, this sounds like so
Yeah,
and
it
so.
feels like
But
you
that's
run
what
out of creativity.
That's what his customer wants
Yeah.
from him. So what's he supposed to do about it, right?
catch 22 right
That's
there.
fucked.
So Ominous DJs, you guys have had the album, you moved on.
Yep.
And then what was the next big project?
So
you
we've
guys
done the
worked on?
second album, obviously, which is Unfinished Business.
Uh-huh.
That done really, really well for us. Like, you know, that done
That's the
amazing
one I've
well.
heard.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was
same.
amazing. Like,
And how do you determine that success? Is that bigger artists reaching out to you, more traveling, booking shows? How do you determine
I
success?
just think we
at that
built a
level?
little bit of a fan base from the first time. Then we were out touring constantly, gigging, doing club shows. And the name just grew. And again, there wasn't a lot of people out of London. So when we came with the next album, it was like, okay, at that point, it was like a lot of people weren't serious. It was like they'd put out a track or an album and then they'd disappear. For you to come back with a second album is like people are like, okay, you know what, you're in this
These
for the
guys
long
are
term.
like
Like you're kind of in
serious.
this for the long
Yeah,
term.
yeah.
Shows commitment.
But like with the Zeus thing, going back to that, that's the reason, that's how we kind of got the artist we did for the second album. Because I was so close to him, obviously he was working with Lembert at the time, all the time. So us going up to Cam Frantic studio, he'd come by, he'd be there like every other day. He'd be like, yeah, boys, I'm going to come and see you guys. Obviously he's working with Lembert. I was like, listen, I want to record some tracks with Lembert. He's like, no problem, I'll bring him down. We ended up recording 4 tracks for the album. And one, I was just playing in the studio, like in my studio in London to these guys before we came. We recorded a Burnley track with him, yeah? And literally, we had him in the booth for 13 minutes. And you can hear him at the end saying, "Bas ho gaya, un sari ho gaya." He was just like, "Oh my god, you guys have done it too. We got like 3 tracks for the Burnley album."
Lember's a legend. I remember
That guy's the greatest,
we were
like, one of
growing
the greatest
up,
vocalists
yeah,
I've ever seen.
absolutely.
Like, it's just in and out. In and
Nails
out.
a
he
fucking
toured
song in 2
everywhere. Like back
seconds.
then, North America wasn't known for music as much as it is now. And Lembert came out here.
I mean-
B Magic just came in, so shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out
and
to
he knows he
Magic.
can vouch for it too. We used to go to those shows that like Lembert came and performed. I remember at Palazzo we had a big party, and he just shut it down.
Yeah.
I knew he was on something. I'm not gonna. No, shout out to Lembert. I was like, yo, man, I'm kind of on like back then all we used to do.
Probably a
was
couple of whiskeys, but that's about it.
I wish
man.
he was still putting out more stuff now, but
Yeah.
You know what? I think times just changed. I think times changed, music's changed.
Song selection, lyric selection, everything's changed.
It's
that's
not-
true. He
it's
was
not-
kind of doing everything.
Them high
everything,
pitched
but,
singers, them days are kind of.
It's all about
are
that
left
low
back there now.
scale, very
Yeah,
like
very commercial pop.
Like gang.
No
gang
one even
shit, you know?
cares. I feel like no one even cares about vocal talent anymore. It's just
Nah,
about
it's
song selection, composition, lyrics.
That's true.
I mean, it's lyrics and composition more than
100%.
anything. Anybody can go out and sing it, and then, like
That's
not
true.
anybody could go out and sing
No,
it.
that's
Become a
true.
hit.
That's why all
But
the-
if you've got a good song, you're 70% of the way there.
100%.
That's why like there's so many lyricists that are singing now because the like they can sing but not the way like
You got video
some of
guys
these
singing
guys
now,
can,
man.
right?
100%.
Well, yeah.
you got,
I mean, a good,
you got video
a good
directors
singer,
singing now, man. Come
I
on.
thought if you hear a good singer, it's a big deal. And I heard somebody recently was really good, and I came to him. I was like, "Oh, I got this singer. I thought I had like the next big
Yeah.
guy." He's like, "Man, they're dime a dozen now. Like,
No,
it's
no,
not
of course.
about singers now. It's about who can
It's
write
not-
lyrics.
it's not about
tone,
singers.
the
who's
whole
got a
pack.
tone,
Like,
who's
shout
got
out to Pav Daria. He came on the first episode of the season 2.
Yeah.
He's one guy who has the whole package.
Of
he
course,
can write,
yeah.
produce. He can do everything.
I mean, him, Prophecy.
Yeah.
Prophecy's
Prophecy, yeah,
sick, man.
Prophecy,
Like,
yeah.
he's
Too sick.
completely out of the
Underrated,
box.
very
Completely out of the
underrated
box,
still.
which is great, to be honest.
totally different. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he's too-
vibe.
he's
His
sick.
compositions.
I
Composition
I
is
gotta
fire.
ask you, DJ Dips. How does that name come about?
Oh, that was a weird, funny story, man. That's a story from when I was
What's
at
what's
school,
your
man.
full name? What's your actual?
Ravinder Rekhi.
It's not even dips.
It's not even Dips. Everyone's thinking Dipesh. Now, where's Dips? No, that was just, I was at school, man, and my brother thought I fancied some girl. Her name was Pavandeep, so he went and told my dad. And then my dad started calling me Dippy. From Dippy, my brother's like, that's it, I'm calling you DJ Dips. I was like, I'm going to kill you. That's never going to happen.
Oh, man.
And here we are, like 20 years later, man.
Shout out, Pavan.
Does this girl? Yeah, does this girl know? Like how big of a part she played in
I
your
don't think
life?
she'll ever know, bro. I never spoke to her.
Yeah, well, she knows now. That's for sure. Yeah.
She'll
Okay.
know by the end of this.
I gotta ask you some Dips. I'm just gonna drop the information I have, and I'm gonna let
Fine.
you finish it off. Right? So I gotta get the story straight from you. So yourself, Jags Climax, and Lab Janjua, rest in peace, in Mumbai.
Oh, yes.
What does this recall
That was
for
a
you?
fun. Oh my god, he wanted to. So Jags was shooting a video for a track he done with Taz Stereo Nation called Habibi, and he was like, "Look, come with me." I said, "You know, I've got the week off. Let's go." So we went out there. He was he signed the track to, I can't remember what was it, HOM they were called, the label in Mumbai.
H.
HOM. That was a label, like, House of Music they were called. That was a really big label. Like they released Under the Influence in India.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, HOM. So
huge.
they were shooting a video.
Thanks.
So we've got there, and the owners picked us up from the airport. And he's like, "Oh, Lab Janjua wants to meet you." Saying to Jags, yeah. Obviously, I just stayed quiet. I was just like, "I'm just happy to be here again." I'm happier to be out of the UK than I am to be in there because it's just a good laugh.
Yeah.
So we're there, we're sitting around the dinner table with him, and he's like, oh, I want to do a new version of Munde Aata Bach Ke. So we're like, all right, cool. And this, funny enough, the track you're playing in the background, it's Sony the yeah. So it hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So it hadn't come out, and me, Jags, and him were sitting there. Jags is sitting next to me, Love Janjua sitting opposite us. And he's like, oh, I've just done a track for a film. And we're like, okay, cool. Obviously, like, we respect the guy, so we're just like, okay, it must be a really good song. He doesn't sing his parts, he sings that rap. So he's sitting opposite us, we're trying to eat, and he's going, okay, the pump up, and we're like, me and Jags are punching each other under the table, like, what the hell is he talking about? That's one of the funniest things, honestly, I'll ever remember, man. It was
So the way I heard it was right from Jags
man.
Climax
Yeah.
as well. So he's a friend of Dolo's cousin.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Aaron from Desi Hits.
Yeah, of
so
course,
shout
yeah.
out to Aaron. He hooked us up with the story. And with the way he told it was just like you said
Yeah,
it.
it's-
But he
it's the
said that
funniest-
the setting that they were in, the restaurant was like super posh. They had like
Exactly,
the
you're in
violinist
Mumbai.
playing,
You're in
like,
Mumbai at the end of the day.
like 5-star
So-
stuff. And this guy starts singing loud, like he's singing the palm up
Okay,
the
the
jam.
palm.
And we're
It just
looking at him
sounded
like,
so funny.
is this some 70s, I don't even, this some cheese music.
Yo, sick track though.
Rest
Govinda killed
in,
it.
rest in
man,
peace
of
to him,
course.
Lab Janjua. And if people don't know, he was a singer and producer. or
Munde
singer
Aata
writer,
Bach Ke,
sorry, yeah.
the biggest song
Yeah,
ever
so
Of
to
course,
come
yeah,
out of the
biggest
Punjabi
track that's ever
industry.
come out.
Yeah.
A lot of big
awesome.
songs, underrated as well.
Yeah.
His name
dope.
didn't get out as much as
Yeah.
songs
Yeah, there was
did,
actually an album that was put to, well,
E3
it was
UK,
yeah,
right?
E3.
I seen it on your
I
Snapchat.
produced 2 tracks for it, but
Wow.
obviously I don't know what happened with it. It never came out, but yeah, that was
The album
he
never
had a
came
good
out?
project.
Okay, can we hear the 2 tracks? Is it a Frequency and Friends exclusive? What's going on, you know?
Take them, no problem. man.
Another hit song that you had was Gera Dede with
Okay, yep.
Pooja Kaka
Huge.
Paniwala.
So that was like the
and
first time
Lambert.
I went solo.
Hold on, should we listen to the song first and play it and then we can talk about it? Yeah.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹਿਚਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹਿਚਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਾਵੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਹਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਾਵੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਟਿਪਸ ਹਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਾਵੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਟਿਪਸ ਹਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਾਵੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਹਾਣਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ
ਕਦੇ ਹੂ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਦੇ ਹੂ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੇੜਾ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਨੀ ਮਟਿਆਰੇ ਲੰਬੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੇੜਾ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਨੀ ਮਟਿਆਰੇ ਲੰਬੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੇੜਾ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਨੀ ਮਟਿਆਰੇ ਲੰਬੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ
ਜੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਵੇਖਣਾ ਅੰਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਗਿੱਧੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੱਚਦੀ ਵੇਖਣਾ ਅੰਗ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਗਿੱਧੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੱਚਦੀ ਵੇਖਣਾ ਬੋਲੀ ਪਾਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੱਥ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੇ ਦੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਗਿੱਧੇ 'ਚ ਲੰਮੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੇ ਦੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਗਿੱਧੇ 'ਚ ਲੰਮੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੇ ਦੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਗਿੱਧੇ 'ਚ ਲੰਮੀ ਬਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ
All right, huge track. That's a track that even DJ M was bringing up to me yesterday. That still till today gets played at like
Yeah.
every hall party.
Yeah,
ever.
with my
100%,
cousin
mate.
yesterday, he was like, yeah, every party we have here, man, it's still played. I'm
has
blessed,
to.
man. You know what?
Yeah.
I can just thank God, man. That's all I could do. Just thank God that the track's, track done as well as it did, still is. Big up the singers, man.
So you
Them
were
singers at that time was just
And like,
phenomenal.
it's hard to get a song that actually resonates and
Yeah.
stays for a while.
I mean, it's been like 10 years or what?
Yeah.
For that one song, right?
Yeah, it's been, it was, what was it,
Sick.
2000 and... 2008, I think it was.
2009, I think,
2009, yeah.
Yeah.
So you did that. You were saying that was like you went solo.
Yeah.
So what was the cause behind going solo? Like the
no,
drill thing.
it
Like you
was
said
just my brother had a few. He was going through a few health issues.
Okay.
So he's been a heart patient for a long time. So he was kind of off the scene. He was out of it, and he was just like, "Look, you just carry on because at the end of the day, I'm just going to take some time out and just concentrate on myself."
He's
so
okay.
yeah.
He's okay now. Your
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, of course, yeah,
God
yeah.
bless.
He's good. But yeah, so that was literally it, man. It was just like, and I was like, you know what? Now, if I'm gonna do something, it's gotta come hard. And that was kind of where the track came when I was like, you know what works? And it's like, Gera Dede, as much as it's been done used as a bully, like
It's a folk bully, right?
thousands of times,
It's a banger.
Well,
what
but-
can you do to make it different? So just turn the whole thing into a whole track.
I didn't know that. So Gera Dede was used as Bollywood
It's a folk.
from before.
It's a folk
It's
bully.
folk, it's a folk
Okay,
bully. Yeah,
okay,
so the
so-
hook's a folk bully.
So it's classic. It goes
Yeah,
way
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Like when
even
the ladies do
even,
get that at weddings
yeah,
or
yeah.
at the jungle
Yeah, we do
party.
lady singing,
That's
you hear them sing
that's
it.
a
Okay.
folk bully. That's
Okay, okay, okay. So you heard this. You've obviously
Yeah,
known
obviously,
this.
everyone knew the bully. And
Yeah.
I was like, look, okay, so what can I do different?
The
with
tempo
it.
change is what I think was awesome on that.
Oh, yeah,
you went
because
from
Sunil
There was
went
a
from
whole
130
period
to 90
yeah.
to
he goes
whatever,
in, no,
like,
no,
that's
no,
whatever.
that's he
Huh?
goes in, no, it doesn't change tempos.
Doesn't change tempo.
Doesn't it? in the
It
middle?
just changes style. Where
That's
Sunil
Nidam
plays
Mahi.
more of like a garba sort of Gujarati.
Oh,
Yeah.
He played that Gujarati
That's
percussion on
right.
there. And again, it was just taking chances.
My bad.
And
Yeah.
that was your buddy
So-
Sneo.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Sunil Kalyan. Yeah.
Okay.
So what did you do with the like? You had the whole Dede Gera bully.
Yeah, I
but
had
then
the
it
bully,
turned into
so
a
I
whole
sat
song.
with. At the time, I used to see Amrit Saab a lot, and at that point, he was he was doing his thing. He was smashing it with the writing. When I sat with him, I said, "This is what I want to do." And he's like, "Okay, what? It's just male, female?" And I was like, "Well, what could I do to even still instead of just a duet? What could I do?" And I was like, "The three biggest singers right now are Kaka, Lembert, and Miss Pooja."
Yeah.
And like I said, going back to the initial part where we recorded Lembert,
Yeah.
I had Lembert's bully.
Yeah.
So I had that bully from him already, and I was like, okay, so we've got his parts in case it's a mission to get him back in.
Yeah.
Obviously, him and Zeus had their issues,
Falling out.
and I was like, look, I don't really want to get back involved in that, so I've already got the bully.
Oh no
there.
way! So that was
Yes, it was already there.
Lemberger time.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
Hamburger time.
they had some mad issues going on. So I used that bully. Kaka was easily accessible to a guy that I used for a long time. He manages my stuff in India, and I call Pranay Sharma. He used to record a lot of samples.
Is that like
music
Amit
pieces.
Sharma?
No,
music?
no. Pranay Sharma. He recorded a lot of stuff for H's album. So a lot of the piecework, a lot of the vocals that H used to get done. Even
Okay.
Jag, we talked about Jags earlier.
That's H Dummy, right?
No.
No,
Hey,
H.
DJ H.
DJ.
DJ H. Okay,
DJ
okay.
H, yeah. So I met him through DJ H. He used to supply vocals. He'd record anybody, piecework for albums. So I was like to him, look, I need Kaka to record this. And he's like, okay. And those days, it wasn't like now. It was like, okay, I might be the greatest singer out there. This is my rate. I'll record the song. Hence, Lembert and Miss Pooja have about 1,000 songs out there. But that was the thing that you pay the rate, they'll come in, they'll record for you, no problem.
Yeah.
Miss Pooja was a bit more of a mission because she was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do the song with these guys. But then I played her the track, I had to actually get the whole track ready and then play it to her.
Was that
And then
her personally or management and the whole?
Well, at that point, it was her
entourage?
brother that was managing her, which is hard work. It was a bit of hard work.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they used to record, they wouldn't really record singles, they'd record albums. So she'd go into a studio every day and record like 10 tracks.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
Miss Pooja, people don't give her enough credit.
But
She
yeah,
had a
yeah,
banger
like,
out for like every
day of the
month.
week.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, can imagine.
She outshined every singer that she made the song with.
And on top of that,
But-
she's also classically trained.
Yeah.
She went to school.
She's
for
been-
music.
she's still
so
one of my
she
favorite
knew her
vocalists. She's
stuff.
amazing,
like Rogs
yeah.
wise, she knew what she was doing.
I had a big crush on her. I'm not gonna lie. man.
I think every Punjabi guy did. Yo, if you didn't have a crush on Miss Pooja, then
Something's wrong, man.
something's
Something's
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
So okay, so you got Lember's verse already.
Yep.
You convinced Pooja, and now how does
Oh,
Kaka?
no, Kaka was already. Kaka was
Kaka was
done.
already
Kaka
done.
was recorded.
Okay,
Kaka
okay.
wasn't really too much of an issue.
Uh-huh.
It was just I sent it to him. I said, "This is what it is." Sent him the lyrics. Sent him the percussion that we'd recorded it, and said, "Just record over this." Pooja, obviously, on the other hand, was a bit of a mission because I was.
Well,
I had to
girls
go
are
to
difficult.
India.
No offense,
Yeah.
I had to go to India and then
Find her.
meet them, play them the track,
yeah.
and then kind of convince them to do it, which worked out in the end.
That's pretty
it.
cool
That's all that
because like
matters.
having a female and a male vocalist on a track.
Yeah.
And not like when you recorded Lember, you weren't considering having it as a duet or anything.
No. It was just I had Lember's parts, and
So,
I was like, you know what?
key-wise
what
and
can I
everything.
do? And who's gonna match his scale? Well, they're the only people that can match his scale
They're
and
only
match
two.
him and match him.
Yeah.
Tone-wise.
But you know what? It's
Tone-wise,
crazy. It's crazy to think about it.
personality-wise.
Did you have any other options at that time that you were thinking of?
There was nobody really
Sudesh
who I
Kumari?
thought of.
Sadesh Kumari?
So, see, the problem I had is Miss Pooja. She'll come in videos. She'll go. She'll be.
100%.
Sudesh Kumari will not come into
Yeah,
videos.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
then
not
you got to
somebody
use
you
a
want.
model, and I don't really like to use
Tertiary,
that,
like just Rain said, tertiary models.
Like, I don't like to do that. I don't like to use models. Like even
Yeah.
now, it could be any singer. I still want the singer in the video.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Miss
She's-
Miss Pooja was not based out of the UK at that
She's
time.
No. She was based in
Always
India.
based
She
out
was,
of
she
India.
was just out of India.
Okay, so you
Now
get
she's
her
out
to
of New York,
record the
obviously.
vocals there. They send them to you.
I thought, it
she's
was,
in New York.
I thought it was Cali, but is
No,
it
no,
New York?
New York.
It's her husband that's
Her husband, yeah,
managing
he's from
Romy
New York,
Dudley.
yeah.
But
That's
it's
pretty
crazy.
cool.
They're
to
like
think
6
about
months
it.
New York, 6 months India.
Fucking-
That's
So
Yeah.
when you're making it, you never even got to speak to her. You just send her the part.
No, then at that point, I was in India when I went to record her.
Oh, okay.
So I had to meet her, I had to play her the track, kind of convince them to do it, got it done. Then it was the mission of trying to get the video done.
So get everybody together.
Lember was halfway around the world. Kaka wasn't well at the time.
Was he in the video? Or
He wasn't. Kaka was in the video. Lember wasn't.
Okay.
And that was just a screw up with management, to be honest. He should have been, but you know, at the end of the day,
Shit
I got
happens.
blessed enough to get that far.
Yeah.
Did
I
he?
wasn't then going to turn around and try and go even far. I just thought, you know what,
Just
this is
grab
the
the whole
date. It's
thing.
set. Everybody can be there. Let's just get it done.
Yeah.
Bless Kaka. Obviously, at that point, he wasn't well, and I think it was maybe 6 months later or something. He passed away.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Honestly
It was just
speaking, that's one of the biggest collaborations to Punjabi music till date. Pooja, Kaka, Lember.
Yeah.
And like to think that Pooja wasn't even going to do it, that's next level. So
Huge.
And
then-
he's right.
and
Like
then
if we
there's-
look at it at that time, like if Pooja has died out now, Lember hasn't had, like.
What other song has Lambert and
but is
Kaka
that's
been
the
on
one
together?
song that still plays.
There was one other
that's-
track that was on.
yeah,
guy from UK,
Eki
AMX.
21. Eki 21
Yeah,
did it.
that's the one. Yeah, yeah.
Eki 21 did it. It's Bolliyan.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like banger.
Random that you know.
Buddy, Bhangra facts.
Fucking-
I know.
Yeah.
DJ
Well, also the fact that Kaka passed away 6 months
Yeah.
after the video. So I mean, just considering that timeline,
Yeah.
if you had not got that done, it
Of
would have
course,
not
yeah, that's
even
what I
been
mean.
created. You know.
Everything happens. Everything
Yeah, so
happens.
rest
for
in
a
peace to
reason,
Kaka
man. Yeah.
Pennyworth
Rest
as
in
well,
peace,
man.
Kaka, man.
Huge track. And you know what? You obviously put your name in the history books with that track. Like they say, they play it everywhere. So you
Like I say, man, you've got to give credit to everybody who's part of it.
Everybody, yeah,
It's
it was
just-
a collective, right?
It's not just one person. I could come up with an idea, but without having a team behind me, it doesn't mean anything.
Team is
But it gives
You
you
see what I
more.
mean? It's
Like
just-
you appreciate the track more. Like now I
Of
know
course.
next time I listen to it, I'm gonna compare it. Like the Lember part
Yeah,
was done separately
exactly.
without even planning what's
Exactly.
gonna happen with it, and the fact that we don't notice that when we're listening
Yeah.
to the
But
track.
it should, look, the
It
public
seems like
don't
one
really
solid-
pay attention to the team. They just say, oh, It's Dips, or it's Miss Pooja, or it's Kaka.
Or it's
but there's
a-
always been,
that's it.
like, for example, with you, for example, Jay, you mixing all the deep stuff, again, people wouldn't know that outside. The general public would never know that.
Yeah, 100%.
But without you being there with him,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff you don't know how it would come out, how it would sound, or what
100%.
would be, what
It's
would work and
teamwork.
what wouldn't.
Yeah,
Teamwork,
absolutely.
You know, you've always got-
Teamwork makes the dream work,
Well,
right?
that's
100%.
what's so great about nowadays, and we bring this up a lot, is the fact that the guys behind the scenes are finally getting credit.
They
where
should do.
credit's
They
due,
should
you
always.
know?
From day one, I've done that. It doesn't matter to me whether we sat with Cam, whether we sat with Sunil, whether Sunil played percussion. I mean, the times when we used to when CDs were printed, I'd have everything listed. It doesn't matter if it took me 3-4 pages.
That's good. man.
Down to whoever played whatever. Whether
But
it
now, talking about people who need to be credited. I mean, you were talking about this guy yesterday.
was Morrow.
Maro
is
that
like-
man, and nobody knows. Nobody on this face of
Nobody
this
knows.
planet.
No, I think people
I've heard
know.
you talk-
People know now.
No,
I've heard
in
JJ talk
general
about him a
public,
lot.
Who is this?
Nobody knows. This
Maro's
is
like the engineer that Maro's my engineer. He's my teacher. He's like an. I don't even know
Who
whether
is
to call him
every-
an older brother slash dad.
Is this like
He's
percussion?
He's walked me through.
Maro,
think
is
it's
that
like-
like his producer
he's
name?
like
No,
an-
that's his name. He's an Italian guy.
Italian
wow.
70-year-old.
And it's about
This is a
60,
percussion guy,
probably
JJ?
55, 60 years
You're a
old.
kid, and he produces Punjabi
Mandolin,
music.
Raja,
he
everything.
produced the first Alarp albums.
No way.
So
toured
that's-
with Apna Sangeet and
What?
Alap in Canada
So-
as their live.
He played bass with
You're
Hira for a
kidding
while.
me.
Yeah,
Wow.
this guy
Yeah,
is
this
a
guy is like
legend.
the
You've talked about it
I-
many times. but I
Always
did not
heard
know.
about Myro, like your Myro studio. Myro has the
Is he
best
still
ones,
around?
this, Myro-
Yeah, of course,
man.
yeah.
Still
Yeah, of
engineering,
course.
still killing
He
it.
still mixes my stuff.
Uh-huh.
He still mixes my stuff. He still masters my stuff.
At that age, he's
That
still in
guy,
the game. Wow.
He'll play mandolin for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that guy is an absolute legend. Like in London, now he's a lot more popular. Like, now he's got so many people that go to him.
Not a single person. I guarantee you, not a single person knows who Myro is.
Not a single.
And I
do,
feel like
but that's
yeah.
only because
North
JJ
America,
talks about
Australia,
it.
That's not, to be honest, that's not a good thing for
No,
the
man.
industry, man.
People should
because
know who he is.
Absolutely.
everyone should be brought forward, no matter
If
who you
you
are.
need
It's like
anything
whatever.
done in
There's
life,
Myro
Myro.
in London, I'm guessing. Then and then in was it Coventry? There's Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, Tom. He's pretty. Yeah,
really
He's pretty much
engineer.
he's the Tom of London, or
yeah, Tom's at
the-
Planet
Yeah,
Studios.
Tom's
So
at
all of
Planet.
Jazzy, Shinda,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
So
is
these are
mixed
like
there.
not even desi guys that are doing it, but
Yeah.
they never get credited.
There's
Nobody
loads of
really
guys.
knows about
Suki
them.
Tom gets
Suki
credited
Chan,
though.
yeah.
Suki Chand.
Yeah,
He mixes a lot of Bupsy stuff,
know that.
GV stuff, PBN stuff,
Oh,
DJ
I've heard-
Rogers
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
I've heard-
yeah.
I've heard
And
that.
him,
Yes,
he's
yes.
Zips, let me ask you. Okay, so this is ghost producing, I guess you can call
No,
it, right?
no, no,
They're
no.
mixing
There's
masters.
two
This is
different sides.
engineering.
There's he uses him for mixing and mastering.
I see.
A lot of people do go to Myro for
no,
ghost production,
loads of people do.
right? he knows.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
Wait, hold
So
on.
he can make a song.
I know what Ghost Producing is, but for our viewers, can you explain what's Ghost
Ghost
Producing?
I
Producing
never
is-
understand.
It's when, I make a song for JJ and JJ releases it.
I'm
I
gonna
never
explain
understand what
Ghost
people
Producing
say.
is.
Like, what is ghost producing?
Ghost
Yeah.
producing is.
Me going to Jay,
Yes.
say, Jay, do me a favor. I've got this track, or I don't even have a track. Just
got the
sell
song. I
me
wanna
one
make
of
a
your
song.
songs. Sell me one of your tracks that you've done. I really like that. Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll overpay you for it.
And then
It doesn't matter how much it costs me.
You're
give it to
never
me.
allowed to talk about it in your life, and I'll pay you for it to shut up.
Do you
And
sign
this happens a
disclosures?
lot.
A lot.
Like, do you
The
sign
whole industry will
disclosures?
know who's done the track because they'll know the
100%.
sound, but that doesn't matter because the public won't.
100%.
That's ghost producing.
And
Public
so obviously this is just for the artist or the producer, whoever is taking this ghost production is doing it just to pump up their own name, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
to push it. It's an investment.
And
for
would
them,
you-
for them, it's an investment.
Would
You're
you
investing in
say
yourself.
it's due to maybe lack of inspiration? Maybe the person's stuck in a
You know what's
rut,
up?
or just
No,
they
no.
want to.
You want to get? I'll give you
It
two
became a
examples.
phase.
I feel like it's there's two types of people, and just being in conversations, I feel like I'm allowed to say this. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know.
We'll find out soon.
There's guys who literally want to be DJs, producers, are dying to be.
They wanna
have
be famous.
No clue what. That's the
Yeah,
they
people
want
wanna
to
be
be famous, not DJs and producers.
Yeah.
So they'll go and be like, just make me a song. I'll pay for everything. I'll get the song out there. Hopefully, I'll blow up.
That's true because there was a whole phase where DJs were coming out with songs.
Yeah,
And then
now
there's-
it's died down.
Hold on,
helping their-
hold
it was
on, hold on,
helping
hold on,
out.
hold on. Then there's a second part, and this is where I give credit. Like H, you know how we said like
Yeah.
Angel helped H.
Yeah.
So did Myro. So did all these guys.
Credits.
But H was one guy who did not give a shit. He's like, yeah, I didn't do it. Like I got other people part of it, and I made it happen. I'm the brains behind it.
He project
I tried.
managed
That's it.
but
That's
that's
and
like
that's
an
what he
exa-
is as a life.
But that's,
Yeah,
like
of
a,
course,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
producer in the sense
But
of making it
The
happen.
best part is he didn't care. He's like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I know if I'm going to put it out there. This is what I want.
I know what's
I
gonna
can't
come
do
of
it. I don't fucking know how to do. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So let me put it out there.
Sick.
I mean,
And I'm down with that. I'm
good.
down with
There's
that.
crediting people.
rather than
You gotta
a
credit
guy
people.
who just wants to be famous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's doing it from a business standpoint.
yeah,
yeah.
that's big.
And at the end of the day, he's like Jay's saying, he's open enough to admit it.
Yeah.
So there's no issue to it. At the end of the day, if you're open enough to admit it, what can anybody coming back?
I think
come back
that's what
saying?
it comes down to is the people who try to be something they're not is usually the ones that are hiding the most.
Of
Like
course,
if you
yeah.
just put it out
Yeah.
there, like, you know what? I mean, I don't know how to sing, but he auto-tuned my voice. Yeah, I got it auto-tuned.
But
That's-
like us, we don't know how to play instruments or Vajja, Tumbi, Sarangi. But what do? We go to India,
This
we
is-
get the
exactly.
stuff recorded, and we credit, Jalli played the Tumbi, Shibu
100%.
played the Vajja. We made sure it's known
Give
that
credit
these
where
are
it's
people-
That's
due.
always-
I think
always
that's
the
the main
case.
thing that
And
it
one
comes
person
down
I've
to,
seen
right?
that's always done that's Punjab BMC. I know when he released his Pichani Chatterjee track or whatever it was, if you go to the credits, it's labeled Tolki, Binta, fucking
has to be.
Tumbi, this guy.
That's
Like,
Listen, at the end of the day, like
person
I said,
that
who is
that
one
deep.
person without a team?
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
And there's so many processes with regards to recording a track.
Yeah,
there's so
if
much
you're a
involved.
one-man team and you can go in and say I did everything myself, great. But the teamwork makes the dream work. That's
Of
what
course,
it really
Even
comes
one
down
of
to, yeah?
Punjab, talking about Punjab MC, one of his albums that he came out with ages ago. It was after, what was it, Licensed or whatever that album was.
Oh bloody hell!
Whatever it was, I
fucking
can't remember what it was. But I remember on there, that's the first time I'd ever seen True School's name appear anywhere. And all I remember is it said, special thanks to, and usually it's instrument and the person's name. It was the person's name and instruments.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was True School and it was like fucking 40 instruments listed underneath them. And there was another guy and another couple of instruments. I'm sitting there like, who the fuck is True School? Like, I have no clue who this guy is back
Sick.
then.
Shout out
But he's
to
playing
him.
everything.
Speaking about some of these UK guys, so as we were growing up, well, mostly me and JJ, he's a Bhangra-holic and
Yeah.
Jyoti's around that age as well. But UK Vibes was huge. It was
Yeah.
all that drum and bass, that whole thing was going on. Tell us about growing up in that industry because you've been in both.
I've been DJing clubs since I was 13 years old. There's a promoter in London called Mo, Fat Nights he's called. Now he manages a lot of US artists within UK and Europe.
Oh, wow.
So he's just come off he just done Tiger. They done Tiger in Bahrain,
Oh, wow.
Dubai, and New Delhi.
Big.
So
I've
yeah,
seen
he
the
probably
New
just
Delhi
landed
one.
yesterday
I've
off
seen
the
the New
fly.
Delhi
Yeah.
one.
Uh-huh.
So he
this
was
guy's
the
from
first
London?
guy to book me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he used to do a night local to Southall for all the people in London in West Ealing in a place called Whispers. So it was like the whole West London crowd was there. 13 years old. That's the first time I played.
Wow.
You were
For him,
13 when you went to go
13 years
DJ.
Dude, I didn't even go to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to a club when I was 15. I
My
think with
nephew,
you.
my nephew's
JJ.
9.
So this
The
is
first
this
major
is
club I played at
Yeah.
was 15. I played at a
Wow.
club called Heaven in Central London at a Halloween event.
this is real DJing, turntables
Yeah,
with
yeah, of course, yeah.
the whole thing.
That's crazy.
By the time I was 17, I was
vinyl.
doing like Rainforest Cafe in London
Wow.
every Friday night for him,
Wow.
playing
We
from
got
10
that
till
out
3.
here. So Yorkdale Mall's got the Rainforest
Yeah,
Cafe.
10 till,
and all that,
I'd do 10 till 3, and it was no bhangra, just all
Wow.
R&B,
Yeah.
hip hop, garage, drum and bass.
That's huge.
And I'd walk in with like 5 record crates, like boxes of records.
See, at least you know how to spin.
So you
man.
carried the
That's it.
crowd.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like imagine me trying to park up and then trying to walk across London with 5 record boxes.
13
With one of
year
my
old
mates
kid.
is like,
I love it.
That's nuts. So
Love
how,
it.
how was that experience stepping up? You're in the club now. It's your turn to go.
To be honest, I never. At that time, I'd just spend a lot of time practicing. That's what I do. Like, to be honest, I don't get the time now to do it. I
Yeah.
wish I did. I know DJs now that still
But you
practice
DJ
7-8 times,
What?
7-8 hours a day.
You got
They'll
your
lock
own-
themselves in their bedroom.
You have your own show, right, on BBC as well, or you
No,
do
no,
a
no. I do
segment?
like I go in and do guest mixes.
Okay, okay.
So like
I think we're
done
gonna have
guest
one of
mix-
those guest mixes later on.
Hopefully
Yeah,
we can.
yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah, nah, definitely, man.
If we have the time, I think we will.
Definitely, bro. No
So,
problem,
so
man.
coming up in that time, so now you're 13, you're up there, you're DJing, and then you're hearing all the sounds too. So is there somebody at that time that kind of influenced
You know
your
who?
sound?
You know who was massive at that time when I started was Mets and Tricks.
yeah, I
They
remember
were
them.
huge. Them Surinder was huge.
RDB.
Surinder, RDB. Zeus was getting there, but he was doing them sort of weird pure garage albums.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
them-
yeah.
So he was getting to the, but his name was there. Punjabi Hit Squad were there. They were known as
feel
Asian
like-
DJ Culture.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know
Punjabi
that.
Hit Squad were
I
called
didn't
Asian
even know
DJ
that.
Culture. Yeah, so it was only like
There used to be something called Asian Dub Foundation as well.
they're like a toll company, but
Toll
they do a
company.
lot of corporate, like they do a lot of mainstream events. So they'll do like festivals.
I just heard who sent that. It was that famous singer that Not Unusual to be like
Tom Jones and
Tom
Dole
Jones
Dole
and Dole
Foundation.
Dole
Foundation.
Foundation at the
Yeah.
Queen's birthday.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's huge.
That was
I mean,
absolutely
look at that,
huge.
the Queen's birthday.
That's crazy, man.
Holy dude. You guys still love the Queen out there in England?
I think everybody else does. Every other country does apart from us.
I saw
Hey,
that-
we do. We still, yeah.
Even out here in
Yeah,
Toronto,
the Royal
there was
Mission.
like major news going on, and they still had a split screen to see when the baby would come out.
Oh
for,
my
like,
God.
What's her name?
Is that I was DJing in Amsterdam once. I used to do regular nights in Amsterdam. I used to do once a month, and it was Bollywood for like 7 hours. And I went there once, one weekend, and it was jam. And I was like, "What's going on here?" They're like, "It's the Queen's birthday." So what do you mean? He said, "Yeah, we have Queen's Day." On Queen's Day,
She doesn't
basically,
even- she doesn't
we
even
have
show up.
street parties.
Yeah.
I was like, we
have
don't
a-
even have that in London.
We have a holiday here for Victoria Day. For
Oh my
Victoria's
God.
birthday.
We don't even get that.
We
You
have
know
a
what?
Victoria Day.
Shout out to the
Everyone's
Queen.
off work.
Shout out to the Queen because we get drunk as fuck every time.
May
It's
2
her
May
birthday,
2
so-
4.
Mate, in Dam, I got
That's
fucked
our
up. In
weekend.
Dam, I got
That's the
fucked up.
biggest
that year.
weekend of the year.
It's my busiest
We're
weekend of the
Victoria.
year. I make that bank. JJ makes that bank. We fucking.
Everyone, I think
Go out and spend it.
frequency-wise, I think frequency-wise, that's one weekend where everyone's always booked.
Always booked.
Oh man, Dips. Let's fast forward a little
Yep.
bit. So you worked with a huge household name that's still in the industry now, Gary Sundhu.
Okay, yeah.
Tell us how that came about. How'd you meet him?
That
What's
was
the
a bit of
story?
a funny one, to be honest, because I'd been listening to Manny Pinda for months, and I was like, I want to record this guy, and record this guy, and
Who's
record
this Manny
this guy.
Pinda?
Manny Pinda was Gary's track.
Trace the track.
First track
Oh,
that he
Gary
released.
Sundhu.
Oh,
No,
Manny
his-
Pinda. Okay, okay.
First or second? It was the
I
first
thought
track.
you
It
said
was
Manny
his
Pinda.
second
Yeah, me
track.
too.
No, he was his first track.
First track
Then
with-
there was his second.
With Cam Frantic.
Yeah.
Cam produced that.
So I was like, I want to record this guy and record this guy. And I was like, well, you know what? This guy at this point is going to be way out of budget. Like, he's just going to be like, oh, I want... Because by the time it was over and done with Lember, if I went back to Lember, he'd be like, I want £2,500. £2,500 for a vocal.
Yeah.
Like, mate, how am I going to do a video? That's what people want me to do.
That's like what?
I could do a video in my bedroom and that's about it.
$4,000.
$4,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, for a vocal.
yeah.
That's just
he
like-
charged you.
No. When I went back to him afterwards, and that's why at that point a singer started getting ridiculously overpriced, like crazy. It's just like it's not even worth doing the song.
Not even close.
So I was like, you know what, this guy, as much as I want it to happen, it's not going to happen. And then I was DJing in a club in Birmingham called Chiba. And randomly, I finished my set. I've gone to the bar to grab a bottle of water and to speak to the promoter.
Water? What?
No, that, no.
Water?
Yeah, but them days I drive, innit? So, you know,
It's
when
a
you drive,
water.
you can't.
Smart
I'm all right
guy.
now. I'm here now.
Yeah,
So don't
we're
worry.
good,
Cheers to
yeah.
that, lads. So I'm DJing in this club. I finished, and then some guys come over to me. And to be honest, that used to happen a lot in Birmingham anyway. Like a lot of people just because I do a lot of weddings in Birmingham rather than London, which is like on the other, so not on the other side of the country, but 2 hours away. So this guy's come up to me, he's talking to me, oh, I need your number, this, that, and the other. I said, okay, this might just be a normal guy that wants to do a track or whatever. He's like, oh, my brother sings. I said, who's your brother? And he said, Gary Sandu. I said, huh? I said, oh, give me your phone now, bro.
Just give me your whole phone.
Just give me the phone. No, I'm coming home with you. Forget that. So I gave him the number and I took his number, and a couple of days later I phoned him and he said, oh, I'll get Gary to call you. But again, with Gary, it was kind of hard work, man, because he was like, oh, I'm doing this track here, I'm doing that track there. I had to literally...
So he was
So wait,
fully
wait, wait.
into the music at that
Yeah,
time.
so
Yeah.
I-
After Manny Pinda, he was that big. Like, yo, one track.
Yeah,
here, one
because
track here.
remember, you got to remember, straight
I know
after
it's
Manny Pinda,
big.
Dil There They came out, which is a big track.
But they weren't like
Especially
they
in
weren't-
England, like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
all the
Here.
other
They weren't-
artists.
Exactly.
I
This is
heard
a
it
new
in
guy,
England. I
right?
never heard
Yeah.
it here. Like,
You got to remember, he
I was in England when
he
that
was
came out,
just-
and it was
he was
huge.
completely fresh to the industry,
Yeah.
man. He was a freshie who was cool.
Yeah.
And it was like...
Super cool.
And
I
you gotta
always say
remember,
Gary Sandu's the kind of guy
He's
that
a
I would
cool,
love to
like-
be his friend. He
Exactly.
just
And like, yo,
I mean, it's like-
I feel like the music in England too, like
That
with all
influence-
these
No, you know what it was?
typical
You
artists
got to
that were
remember, he
going on, and
grinded
then
for
he-
10 years, man. 10 years he tried to get into singing.
Oh, wow.
And he worked as everything, a builder. He was serving roti at weddings.
Really?
Yeah,
and
worked-
he was never
he worked
professionally
in a-
trained either.
No,
in
he
music.
worked in a shop.
Shout-outs to
But
Gary
what he
Sandu.
done was, he sat there for 10 years, looked at, okay, Bali Jagpal's big. What can we take from Bali Jagpal? What can we take from Shin DCS? What can we take from Hindi movies? And he kind of masterminded that in 10 years. So when he came out, he had songs ready that were ready to go, as in lyrics. And that's one thing I say to singers all the time is, even if you can't write today, just work on that.
Yeah.
Work on writing. Because you...
Yeah, even his
if you
own
write a
writing's
song,
pretty good, man.
You write a song, nobody's going to pull it off better than you.
Yeah.
So
100%.
with him, it was kind of luck where I spoke to him. Then he was like, oh, I don't know. I kind of had to again convince him. I had to send him my whole album, which wasn't even out. I had to send him the whole album for him
Just
to
to
hear to
convince
say,
him,
you know
yeah,
what,
yeah.
this is what I'm doing.
So now going to Gary Sandu, you guys are working together. Your guys' first track, if I'm not mistaken, I'm usually not like Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
It's like I'm usually right.
Thor,
Thor.
yeah.
So I got a funny story about this because I was talking to JJ about this the other day. Thor, when it first came out, I downloaded it as Thor, whatever the fuck. it's
Adidas.
called. Adidas.
Yes, Adidas. Yes.
Adidas.
So he wanted to call it Adidas.
And I have the instrumental as
Yeah.
Adidas.
Is it actually pronounced Adidas or Adidas?
In Europe, it's Adidas.
It's everybody
Adidas,
calls
yeah.
it Adidas.
Because the guy's
Okay,
name was his first name was Addy and his last name was Das, and it was Adidas.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So what had happened with that track? Because we've
Fun
done
fact.
it, and
was a
as
Nazi.
usual, most Gary's tracks get leaked. I'm not saying how or why, but
It
most
was
Gary
tips.
tracks get leaked. As they do. I mean, look, man.
do.
It happens. Come on, man. If you look over time, maybe
Tory Lane.
somebody runs out of patience. Somebody runs out of patience.
yeah.
And there's only 3 people who've got the song. So you can kind of see who leaks the tracks, yeah? But it got leaked, whatever. And I remember reading some shit on the net like, oh yeah, this is produced by these guys in India called Pranay Sharma, Superstars. And I just phoned him, me and him were laughing. And I was like, Money, you're coming to me telling me to do a track for you. How the fuck are people on the net writing this shit? They're saying, oh yeah, he's produced your track. I said, what the fuck is that about? He's just like, bro, I don't even know what to say about it. Gary came out at that point and he was like, look, at the end of the day, I've sat with Dips, we've done the track together, so... But it was just this fucking stupid fucking idiots online.
Should we quickly
Trying.
listen to that track?
Yeah, let's put that track in.
Yeah,
Can we
cool.
hear
Yeah,
it?
of course, yeah.
ਤੇਰੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦਾ ਪਟਿਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਇਸ਼ਕ ਦਾ ਪਟਿਆ ਟੌਰਚ ਕੀਨੀ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਏ ਕਦੇ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਕੁੜਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਨਾਈਕੀ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਏ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਕਦੇ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਕੁੜਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਨਾਈਕੀ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਏ ਦੰਦ ਸੋਨੇ ਦਾ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਕਾਟੀ 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 ਦੰਦ ਸੋਨੇ ਦਾ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਕੰਨੀ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਵਾ ਕੇ DJ Tips ਦੰਦ ਸੋਨੇ ਦਾ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਕੰਨੀ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਵਾ ਕੇ ਦੰਦ ਸੋਨੇ ਦਾ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਕੰਨੀ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਵਾ ਕੇ ਲਈ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾਈਕੀ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਡ ਕਦੇ ਐਡੀਡਾਸ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾਈਕੀ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਡ ਕਦੇ ਐਡੀਡਾਸ ਉਹ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪੱਟਣੇ ਲਈ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾਈਕੀ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਡ ਕਦੇ ਐਡੀਡਾਸ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਲ ਕੁੰਡਾ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਕੜੀ ਰਾਡੋ ਦੀ ਲਿਆਇਆ ਕੁੰਡਾ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਕੜੀ ਰਾਡੋ ਦੀ ਲਿਆਇਆ ਪੈਸੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਨੀ ਬਦਲੇ ਦੇ ਲੱਕ ਵਾਲੀ ਇਹ ਨੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਟੌਰ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਕੀਨੀ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੁੜੀਏ ਨੀ ਬਦਲੇ ਦੇ ਲੱਕ ਵਾਲੀ ਇਹ ਨੀ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਟੌਰ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਕੀਨੀ ਲਾਉਂਦਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੰਦ ਸੋਨੇ ਦਾ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਕੰਨੀ ਮੁੰਦਰਾ ਪਵਾ ਕੇ
All right, we're back from that Gary song, Thor.
Thor, yeah.
Thor. I don't know why my Punjabi's not. Maybe it's the liquor. I
I
can't.
think it's the film.
Thor.
The film.
All the desis are going to be like, you know, happening on the.
All right, so that track it came about with you. Obviously, Gary's brother hooked you up with Gary.
Yep.
You guys got into the studio. You guys made that track. You also made Ik Gal.
Yep.
What else
Let's
did you guys
elaborate
make
on
together?
the Gary Sandhu experience.
What do you mean by that?
Like the collaboration, how everything worked. How'd you guys? First off,
You know,
how
when
did it?
you know, you guys were talking earlier about hard work, like being hard work.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
He puts in hard work?
Yeah, he is hard.
Oh,
work.
he is hard
He
work.
puts in hard work. He's great at what he does, but he's hard work.
But like you guys had bangers for years, man.
Yeah.
So like, how was that? And then how was it when he moved to India? Because
He just changes like the weather, man. That guy.
Really?
Yeah. He's just moody. So one day he'll be happy. He'll do a track. He'll be.
So
then you
when-
won't hear from him for like 6, 7, 8, 9 months,
Oh,
as you
wow.
guys know.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, like,
Yes. I've heard things.
Well, is that credited to the fact that he's just super busy? He doesn't have time. What do you think that is?
No, but there's having time, but then there's just like having respect for people.
yeah.
You see what I mean? Like you got to respect people.
Yeah.
If you're gonna work with people, have respect for them. So it's simple. Whether it's me, whether it's other Surinder Rattan, whether it could be any producer out there.
100%.
Yeah.
Do you
It
see
could
what
be
I mean? Like,
unknown,
do you see what I mean?
anybody
Like, yeah.
you want, or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
known person.
If you
Respect
want to
them.
work with somebody, work with them. If you don't, then don't. Like, don't mess people around and sort of.
Yeah.
pass your
I guess
track to
play
5
both
guys.
sides kind of thing. Yeah, I get. You know what? I think the way I see it is that an artist is or a singer like Gary. Okay, he wants maybe he's trying to double end it. Go with you, see if he can make a hit with you. If not, because like I know that he had a hit song with. Can I talk about that?
Yeah.
So he had a hit song with these guys.
Yep.
And
Deep.
when I heard it with Deep Jandu and Jay Static,
It just came
and
out.
Gary
No, but then he
Sandhu-
got Zeus to produce
No,
it, right?
well,
Yeah.
the
I don't even know the whole full story. All I know is the song was the song was recorded. I was there while the song was being re-recorded with final vocals, and everything seemed good.
And it was made possible by
Of course, yeah. The collaboration was made by
But Deep and Gary.
yeah.
Yeah, like Deep and Gary both worked on the song, and the idea of Tory Lanez was brought together because Deep does more hip hop stuff. That's what he's known for. So why not?
Well, even
That doesn't
Camel
make any
Genghis
sense.
Khan is cool with Tory, so
Yeah.
that probably came about
Yep,
like
100%.
that, right?
The link was brought, I think, through me, either Camo or one of those guys. I have no clue what it was.
Okay.
But if the talk is done and the song is done and everything's done, you expect the song to be pushed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there was so many stories on the way, and again, nothing that I know directly through Gary Sandhu because I don't
you
know
just-
him
you
on
don't
that
know him,
level.
yeah, absolutely.
But there's so many stories on the way where, yeah, no, he's gonna release it with Deep. No, he's not gonna release the song at all. No, he's not gonna do this at all. No, it's his team. No, it's this.
But-
Half Audio, same thing, saying Gary's a very good guy. It's his team, which might have skewed it another way.
Yeah.
You never know where the story's gonna come
And
from.
you
Each
plus-
individual's to their own, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
You gotta remember, they're
you-
his management team. Like, do you see what I mean?
His management
Yeah,
team.
his management team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So they go by
Gary's
what he
obviously-
says.
Gary's the face of it, but we don't know what's going on. And
What's
who's making
behind
No,
the
but he's
No,
saying
Gary's his own man, though.
Oh, is
Gary's,
it?
Gary's the artist.
Gary's,
Yeah.
if you have a management team,
Yeah.
they ask you what you want to
They
do.
work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember we
'Cause-
asked
No, they
you
take-
every
they take
time,
the shit.
like, yo, what's happening with that track?
Yeah.
And every time you would be like, yo, I don't know. I
Because,
think this
I mean,
happened.
long
You
story
gotta remember,
short,
a management team is there to take the shit for you.
Me
So
looking
then-
from the
that's what
outside
they're there
in,
for.
or outside in, basically, I heard a snippet of that track. I thought it was bomb. I thought it was coming out, and then he released that track 100 with Dr. Zeus, him, and Tory, and I wasn't feeling it, to be
But
honest.
hold on, just to give you an idea, I just went. I was in India like 3 weeks ago, I think, and I went to go see Zeus, and we chilled for a bit, and this topic came up. We talked about the Dr. Zeus track, and he goes, "Yeah, like Gary came to me, said everything's cool. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it with Deep anymore. I'm gonna do it with you." So he's like, and I swear to God, if Zeus came, if Gary came to me and said the exact same thing, like, yo, I'm not gonna do the song with you. Sorry, I'm not. Everything's
doing- yeah,
good.
there's-
I'm gonna do it with
everything's
you.
sorted, yeah, of course,
Everything's
yeah.
been sorted already.
You're gonna
I'm
do
like,
the track.
fuck yeah, I'm gonna do.
Why
Why am I gonna say no to
who's
Tory
take the
Lanez?
opportunity?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Tory
Yeah.
Lanez.
Nobody's
I'm
gonna
gonna do
take the
the fucking
opportunity.
song.
Yeah.
and then you find out afterwards that there's problems,
But it's not the first
he
time.
feels bad. Because no, but Gary, Zeus at the end of the day still feels like, you gotta tell me what the fuck's going on.
But you're saying
it's
this.
not the first-
You're
it's
saying
not the
this is
first
a
time.
trend basically
Of course,
from way
yeah, for
back,
years,
right?
yeah, of course, yeah.
And he's been in the game what 10 years now? Would you say?
More than
Yeah,
that.
more than that, man.
Gary Sandhu.
long time,
2008.
longer than that.
2008. So that's 10 years.
That came
Yeah.
out 2008.
My math's
Oh,
not
is
that
it?
bad. It's
Oh, 10
2018,
years.
right? 10 years.
Yeah, it's 10 years.
But like,
Actually, 10 years, wow.
feels
Seems
like way longer than that.
I mean, like he's done a lot. Like you and him had Ik Kala. That was a
Banger.
No, but again, I think that came through like 3-4 producers.
So
Yeah,
you
like
got
I
it.
was at, like
you were the one that
he
got-
didn't tell me at the time, but you find out these things afterwards because you see people and they're like, "Oh, I was going to do that track."
Yeah.
Like,
And it
And was
huge.
that relationship happening at that point, or was it? Did you find it afterwards once you like moved?
No, I kind of
Got
listen. He done it to everybody. You know, it's not a good thing to do. Obviously, for him, he's probably just trying to look out for the best of his own interests.
you
where
burned so
where am I
many
going to get?
bridges.
Yeah, but you burn so many bridges.
But for me personally, okay, I have got a soft spot for Gary because I like him and I like his music, right? So I'm gonna
Listen,
play devil's advocate.
As everyone is, everyone's a fan.
I'm gonna play devil's
Everyone's
advocate.
still a
No,
fan.
but Gary is a human.
yeah.
He's you can talk like I've only met him for like
So I'm
Like 2
gonna
hours
go, I'm gonna
max.
go based off what I know as a fan and not being in the industry at all because I'm not involved in the industry. So he just introduced me to a video yesterday, and it was a video about Gary's whole process of when he got deported out of
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
And then when you see that video, you feel for him because what he portrays in the video, and obviously he's the visionary
No, it wasn't.
behind
Listen,
it.
it wasn't nice what happened to
Uh-huh.
him. But then along the
no,
way,
no.
he's forgotten the people that were there for him the
forget
whole
what
way
happened
through
to him.
that.
Forget what happened to him. I'm just talking about the build up to the point of what happened to him, where he was looking like he was trying to work with different producers, artists, whatever. Nobody was really feeling his vibe.
Yeah,
Then
that's
when-
what happened
when he popped
before
off.
Manny Pinda, like way before.
Okay,
like he
okay.
went to loads of
So
producers.
That's the history of him
yeah,
coming
that's
up.
the history. Yeah, but then
But that's
who
the
doesn't
history.
go through
That's the
that?
Then
history
you
of
can't do the same
Imran
thing that
Khan.
happened to you.
That's
You
the
can't do that to
history of
other people.
everybody.
That's hypocritical. Like now that he's big, now he's doing that to other people as producers.
Well,
But even like I remember hearing an interview, same thing. Imran Khan, he went to Shinda, Aman Hair. He went to like
he went to he
everybody,
done like 3 albums.
biggest producers, and he's like, "Yo, you're like I want it to sound like this." From what I remember in the interview, and in the interview, he was talking to Shinda, Aman Hair, all these guys, and they just wouldn't bring the sound. Then he went back to his home country, met this guy Aaron E. And then that just fucking
but
connection
bro, it's like-
happened. And Aaron E's like,
You can't come to me or you can't go to Aman Hair or Sukshinder Shinda or anybody and say, right, I want the DJ Snake track.
Yeah.
Like, do you see what I mean? You're doing what
Do
you're
it to
doing.
your own
You go to that
people.
Yeah,
producer for a
exactly. Yeah,
reason.
you
too.
go to
Let
that
them-
producer for their sound.
Like I can't go
That's
to
what you
JJ
take.
I wanna hear
and be like,
Aman Hair,
JJ, I
yeah.
want you to make something sound like this. No,
Yeah.
you're gonna make it sound like what you.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
and I guess
You're the producer.
only really Gary can answer these questions of why he decides to go which way he does
Of
about
course,
things.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, nobody really says he's a bad guy. It's just the way he moves.
Yeah, it's just the way he works,
and that's
yeah.
the thing. At the end of the day, I've only met him for probably a whole handful of 2 hours straight. You probably known him for years straight.
Well, yeah, you.
But I still feel like as a human, like chilling with him, it's easy. Like me talking to this guy,
Yeah,
I hate him and I love him at the
generally
same
he's a cool
time.
guy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to work, he's just I don't even know how he
It's
manages that.
like you said, it's hard to work with.
You're
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
level of like famous
Stardom?
Then you have you.
I suppose when
you have
success-
There's no
people-
excuse.
Some
you have
people
so many
can't handle
people feeding
success.
you
There's
so
no
many things.
there's no
So
excuse.
in that video that I saw, there was the whole girl that he brought to the studio. She hooks up with the singer, and then it looks like they're the ones who kind of screwed him over and deported him. Is that
There was
partially
thousands of
true?
stories. You know what? There's thousands of stories, and there's not something that I can even sit and say to you. This is exactly what happened.
Oh, okay,
Do
okay.
you see what I mean? As much as
Got
I
it,
knew
yeah.
him the whole time
It's in
through,
us- yeah.
You don't even know who.
like
did
I
what.
don't.
Yeah, yeah.
There's thousands of things that people say. Oh, it might have been another singer. It could have been another producer. It could have been
But
a
you know
girl.
the
It could
funny
have been
thing?
this.
Out of all the stories, people still think, and I feel like this is an outside perspective, everyone thinks that you and Gary are like this. From
Yeah,
an
that
outsider
everyone-
perspective.
I had it the other day. I was doing a wedding on. What did we?
I legitimately thought like there's more coming.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I done a wedding in London on Sunday, or in Birmingham on Sunday, and some girl came to me at the bar. Can you FaceTime Gary? I was like, what?
Wow.
Well, FaceTime? What do you want me to FaceTime him and say? No, I just want to say hello. I was like, that's not gonna-
That's
Obviously, I couldn't say to her, "No, don't talk to the guy." Well, but that's what happens, isn't it?
yeah.
It is what it is. Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on now.
Let's move on to your boy Mentor that you brought with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Legend in the industry, bro.
Mentor is a legend.
Let's make some room.
Legend, yo.
Hold on. So,
true, bro.
so DJ Dips, tell
I'm
us.
gonna give up my seat for Mentor. That's what I'm gonna do.
no.
Look.
Pull up a chair. Pull
No,
up a
pull up
chair.
a chair. There's chairs.
Yeah. So Mentor. So Dips, I need you. Yeah, Dips, I need you on this too because I want to ask you, how did this relationship build and how did you guys start working together?
So,
or Mentor can maybe break it down. Mentor,
A long,
मैंने
long
पता
time.
कि तू कनाडा आया पर जैकेट दी लोड नहीं
Yeah. So basically, I kind of known of Dips here and there, and then I think we met at. What was that shop that you was working in? Ambassadors of Sound. Ambassadors of Sound in Hayes, right? Yeah. I came there because I was looking for some equipment for live, because I was doing live bands at the time as well. I was in a live band, so I was looking for some equipment. And we just got chatting there, and he was like, "Oh, I heard you got a studio. I need a studio." So I was like, "Yeah, come, no problem." We started working together, and then we were just like, there was a period of about 2-3 years. We were just
So
like,
you had your own studio. Was that
2-3 days
studio?
a week.
Where was that
Yeah,
studio?
yeah, that's a
Like,
big track. Bakshi Billa.
Was that in your house? You had the studio?
Yeah, my
okay,
house.
so you
I
built
had
it.
an annex at the back of the house, so I had
Nice.
a studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's
so
an
it
annex
was-
for
it was
us? that
actually a
don't
garage.
know?
No, it was a garage. It was a garage. It was a garage. It wasn't an annex.
That's Blitzkrieg. 'cause-
No, wait, no, the
well,
annex is
Blitzkrieg
after.
is
The
also
annex
in the
is
house.
after,
Blitzkrieg,
yeah.
and he used to live with Mentors, from what I know.
Yeah, Blitz used to come and live with me. Yeah, he used to come and stay with me.
No, it's
So yeah, I don't know. So this is my brother. So for those people that don't know, this guy is very modest. First of all, shout out to B Magic. He's in the corner.
Yeah,
Very-
yeah.
Be Magic.
Very awesome dude. I got
Yeah.
a chance to chop it up with him. But I want to say this guy is so humble in the fact that people don't know he produced Sonia for Juggy D.
100%.
He produced.
Dude, Sony by Juggy D, dog. I play that at every wedding.
Standard, right? Juggy has been.
That's
Juggy's
in my
been
warm-up
touring-
set every fucking wedding.
Juggy's been
Hold on.
touring
Cut me a
14
check
years
then,
off
right?
that track.
You found respect. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
That's
I
not a
didn't know
diss.
that.
That's real. Yeah. So
One at a time. We can't hear you guys.
Yeah, sorry. So he produced that. This man took Timberland record shopping in Southall.
What?
Produced the official.
Hold on. Let's
Well,
take this
that
back.
is-
You're going through this. So this is for those that don't know. Everybody knows. That's Timberland, like Timberland beats, like the Timberland,
That's
the
Aaliyah
big
Timberland.
black guy that's in
Aaliyah
all the hip hop.
Timberland.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, man.
So you took him in Southall shopping for vinyl.
So yeah, basically, you come to England, and basically the guy who manages in England, I did a remix for Timberland, an official remix, okay, so which was that tune
Cop
"Cop
That
That
Ish.
Shit." Yeah, so
Which one? Sorry.
Cop that shit.
"Cop That Shit,"
okay.
with Missy Elliott and Magoo on it. So I did an official remix.
Mr.
for it.
Magoo, I may be blind, but I can still see you. That was
Timberland and
sick.
Magoo, yeah. So yeah, I did a remix for that. So when he came to the UK, he was like, "All right, well, I heard the remix. I want to kind of meet the guy as well." So me, Rishi, Jay Sean, and Juggy D were all managed by the same company, 2.9 at the time. So 2.9 and Kenny, shout out to Kenny, who's the guy who looks after Timberland in the UK. He basically said, "Yeah, all right." Timberland really likes Indian music, and he wants some, he wants to buy some records and CDs and whatever. So. Yeah, so we went to
100%. Straight up samples.
we went to ABC Music. ABC Gautam left the shop open for us late, and so we took Timberland there. Guy just like, I was like, "Oh yeah," trying to explain the different types of music. So Bollywood, I was like, "All right, so this is Bollywood, this is film music." He'd be like, just pick a whole handful of CDs up. So this is like, classical, yeah.
This is Kuldeep Mohan.
Yeah, exactly. So basically everything, he left with about $3,000 worth of music that day.
No
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
And
Like
so,
boxes, he went like.
That's where you got the Indian
boxes and
flute
boxes.
from.
How was that?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean,
No, yeah, that's the thing. A lot of those
Probably,
samples came out in the years after that.
Were you-
And you're probably like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I
were you
remember.
starstruck though, like meeting this Timberland? You obviously knew.
Yeah,
his music.
Timberland's like one of my favorite producers. Like,
yeah.
undeniably, he's a genius. You know what I'm saying? He changed the sound of radio. You know what I mean? So
So
for
you
me,
guys
like,
did the track Kudi Canada Di?
yeah.
Canada.
Canada Di?
Yeah, Canada, yeah.
That was the one
Canada.
track. One track you guys did. How come nothing after
We
that?
done a few, didn't we? I don't know. We did that. We worked on loads of stuff together for his album, and then like other bits and pieces we were doing for like other people.
As
well,
usual.
do you know what I
Them
mean?
albums
Like,
never came out, but oh well.
Normal shit.
Yeah,
one
so
The SoundCloud,
Yeah.
SoundCloud era, man.
That's kind of like this DJ. Why did that never drop? A couple tracks
Oh, no,
released.
the album.
Yeah,
See,
the
we were
album.
talking
This
about
DJ.
this today.
Yeah,
we were
he
talking
was
about this today.
I said to him today, I
For
said,
years
we're
I've
going to
been
spend
at
2 hours on this trip, and
Yeah.
we're going to work out 3 albums out of the tracks that I've got, and then.
Yeah.
I said, I need help with that. I don't know what to do with it.
I mean,
so,
it
honestly,
could-
I don't even know what to
it
do.
may
with
still release. Is that what you're saying?
it. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me being a listener,
Mentor's gonna make it happen.
This is it. I've been pushing him and pushing him for
me
ages.
being a listener, like I've listened to, I think you've done three tracks off the album. Fucking the Yadiya, the Gita one, Makki
Yeah.
Roti, and you did Whiskey Di Bottle.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting, like me as a listener, I'm waiting for that album. So I hope you do work that out. Like it's been,
I just, you
and
know
for
what
the
happens?
record-
if I get, it's not even bored. It's just I start to think it sounds dated, and the moment I think anything sounds dated, it's just like right.
But
push
see,
it,
that's the thing,
push it
because
right
you're-
to the back of the queue. And that's about it. Do you
Because
see what
you're
I mean?
making that music, you're like, yo, I've heard this 100 times.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
happens.
But me as a listener, I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
you get bored of
I
it.
can't wait.
And he's a
I'll
UK
tell you what-
punker.
I'll tell you what our problem's
and a
become.
half.
I've been to Miami too many times, and I'm bored of Desi music.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I just feel it all sounds the same.
Do you feel like some of those, like how you say that sound is out, recycled sound? Like, do you think some of those sounds are gonna come back and you can
Yeah,
possibly
because
release them
music
later?
generally works like that. It works like that. It phases. It's
cycle.
gonna come back
Yeah,
round.
it cycles.
So
yeah.
to me, a track produced is never a track that's wasted. You know, whether it could sit there for, it was like, we were listening to a track earlier, which I produced 9 years ago, but it still sounds fresh.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Those are the best.
So, you know, at the end of the day, to me, I'm never going to waste the stuff. It will always come out, but it's
Yeah.
just, at the time, what I'm feeling. Like right now, I'm just not feeling Desi. Like,
So that brings me to my question. What's on Dips and Mentor's playlist right now? What are you guys listening to? We'll start with Mentor.
Grime, a lot of grime music.
Who's your
man.
favorite grime artist right now?
I have loads, man. I really like Bugsy Malone. He's from Manchester. Skepta's still cool, but I don't know, like, there's so many good people at the moment, man. I'm always like fans of DWE, Wiley, and like all those guys. You know, they like the grime originals.
And in terms of Punjabi music?
Punjabi music, you know what? To be honest, man,
Not existent.
I'm out of touch, man. I'll be real with you. I don't listen to a lot of Punjabi music.
Is there anything
like,
you've heard recently you're like, yeah, that sounds dope?
like when I went to India like 2 months ago, and everywhere I went, it was all about the Guru and Dawa song, like Lahore. That was the biggest tune out there.
Yeah.
But
No,
I was saying
let's,
it's
let's not
a
go
lot.
back. Let's not go back to.
No,
But
you,
then-
you
because
guys, we
because-
got nothing against Guru
No, but
Randhawa.
no,
Guru
not
Randhawa's
at all. No,
welcome to
but
the
it
show
stands out.
anytime. Yeah, yeah.
It stands out
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
different. The
Yeah.
thing is, in Punjab, all Punjabi music to me, it all sounded the same, man. It was the same beat, and it was really frustrating. That's why that sounded fresh and it was nice to hear it on
How do you
radio,
feel about
you know
Sidhu
what
Moosewala? That's shot by Dolo's
I'm saying?
favorite.
No.
artist.
Shout out to him, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's dope, man. I've got
Sidhu's
respect for the guy.
sick.
He's sick.
And how about
He's
you,
sick.
Dips? Who you listening to?
I do
I just, to be honest, man, I listen to a lot of trap music nowadays, man. Just to try and change it up, man. Yeah.
Like who?
I listen to a lot of DJ trap remixes because that's what I'm trying to aim for. Like I'm doing a remix album right now, which is all like trap remixes of my own stuff.
Sick.
So like I've done Dor, I've done Gornach, I've done Yariya, I've done Din Raat.
This guy's got like 5 versions of Yario, by the way. There's like loads of
We'll play a couple of them later.
I'm
don't
swearing,
worry.
You know what? I think. Are you guys down? I think it's time right now.
Yeah.
But wait,
I'll
before
play
we
it.
get to
Listen,
that,
Let's do
I'll play
Shazam
you some
first,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
then
Oh, we gotta do
I
Shazam.
have a track.
We're
No,
gonna
no.
see. I know you're out of touch a little bit, Mentor. You're gonna play the game with
Alright,
us too.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how current your sound
We're gonna
is,
play
or
as a
even
team,
bad.
so you
Yeah.
can help me out a little
No
bit.
problem.
Just so you can help me out a
If
little
you
bit.
need help, you guys get half a point
That's
each.
it.
Okay.
Perfect. Done.
If you guys have seen the show, if not, it's Punjabi Shazam. We play a snippet of a track. You got to pick up on it. This guy's the champ. We have the belt coming, so you guys might just be able to take the belt home today.
I think we're gonna take it back to the
KSR 's
UK, yo.
We're gonna have
So
to come back.
We
and
need
get
a
it.
DJ
then-
Jags.
And then after that, we're gonna see if
Yeah,
we
we're
can get
gonna
you to
wait.
do a live
He's out,
set
he's
if he's cool with that. That'd be dope. All right, we're back for our final edition, not final edition, but final edition for this episode of Punjabi Shazam. We got Mentor, Dips, Jyoti, DJ M, J Static. Not that it counts, but I'm in the game too. So,
Bro, I don't count this game.
oh man. All right, so DJ M's the reigning champ. If you
He's
haven't
always
heard the
been.
episode
I'm kinda tripping
before and
'cause
how we play this
he
game,
picked the songs.
you got to go back and listen because we're not explaining it.
We have
every time.
Englandy picking the
Jags,
tracks.
we got Jags here from South Hall as well.
Jags, say what up? Can we get the
All right,
widest
so
mic
he's
for
going to be the
Jags?
DJ for the day.
DJ
Jags, you're
Jags.
going to play a snippet of the track. Whoever guesses the track first
And when
wins.
we mean snippet, we mean like literally
A second.
done. Like,
Yeah,
The
that-
first hit of the track, that's
yeah,
it.
that's it.
Jags,
Not
you
even-
know, Desi Daru Gadi Piti hai?
You better cue it up,
Like
man.
the same way.
Literally
Just take a
press
little
space
sip.
twice as fast as you can.
It's a setup?
It's a
Yo,
setup.
Jags, is this a setup? Do you guys know the tracks already?
Like, pick the tracks while I've been sitting with you. So.
All right,
right,
so
let's go.
Let's see how this goes. Jags, you
I'm
ready?
itching.
All right, we're going to do it's the first of 5, all right?
We got
Yeah,
Blitzkrieg.
I know. Blitz is reffing. So you stand in the middle.
And see who says it first.
Whoever says,
No, you can stay there. Yeah. Okay.
if you see
All
it,
right,
let us
Jags,
know.
play that track.
Kali ke temel.
Shit.
See what you're up against? All right, that's why they call him the champ.
Before you can think about it, this guy knows it.
All right, that's 1-0 for DJ
Wow.
M. Jags, whenever you're ready, sound track 2.
Kung
Vlati
Fu.
Bolian.
Kung Fu.
Vlati Bolian. Vlati Bolian.
Oh my
Wow.
That's the same thing, though. Kung Fu, Vlati Bolian, that's the same thing.
No, that's not the name of the song though.
Listen, that's
That's the album.
What's it called? What's
No,
the name of
no,
this?
you gotta
Junk
pick the track
Fucking
name,
hell.
and then if you're tied, you gotta name the artist
Oh, fair
right away.
enough. Fuck it.
All right,
I'll give that
2-0
one.
DJ and let's get into the third
I
track.
surprised myself with that one.
Blitzkrieg, you ready? Do you even need to referee on this one? We already-
Bob, I think he's won. I think he's won, mate. Don't
No, let's
worry.
keep
All
going.
right, no, we got a
All right,
chance.
hold on, let's
Drop
go.
the mic.
Let-
Third track.
Chudi Waliba?
जिन्हें मेरा दिल लुटिया हाँ.
Chori chori takna.
Replay? Should we replay it?
Replay?
A little bit more of the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Play from the beginning, but play like a second of it. Friendship?
Sounds like Miss Pooja.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Indian music.
Chidi Chika?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, yo!
Who's the track by? Who is it?
Miss Pooja and
No, it's
some
Sadiq
next
Kamari.
fucking
Sadiq
guy.
Kamari.
Was I on the right
Oh,
track?
Sadiq Kamari.
Sadiq Kamari, yeah.
DJ
I got
Sarge
it.
remix though. That's the best.
I think I need to quit now.
If you could hum the song, I would win.
JJ's first point of this
Yeah,
year.
I
right.
swear to God, this season, my
JJ's
first
got
point.
one.
What the series is?
He's got 2. Track 4. Let's go.
Otina.
Who got that?
Yeah, that was this. Yeah.
Dips got
That
it?
was Dips. That
All
was
right,
Dips.
Dips 1, JJ 1, M2. Final track. This is the if one of you two get it, we're in a tiebreaker.
4, 5, 6. What do we
No,
got?
2,
And then
6,
tiebreaker?
4. So
Yeah.
this is if one of
No,
them
we'll do
two get it,
Yeah, okay.
then we're back in. If one of these two get it,
Too
then
much
it's
If M
fucking
gets it,
crown
it's over.
today.
all right. Track 5. Let's go, Jags.
Oh, Punjabi Gandhi.
No. Aja Papi. Ni Aja Papi.
He got it. He got it. Tie game. All right. Yeah. Everybody else is out of the game. It's just DJ Dips versus DJ
May
M.
the best man win.
Hold on. We gotta have a chug of your drink. Cheers on that. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, just for the record, this is the furthest anybody's competed with this guy. So respect to you.
So listen, it's not fixed. Before you try and say
It's not fixed.
this is not fixed.
All right, Jags. 6th track. This is the tiebreaker.
1 second.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Just
And
calm
just
my
these
nerves.
guys, so no one else can.
Let me calm my
No one
nerves.
else goes in. It's just Manit and Dips.
All right,
Take a
boys,
breath.
ready?
Let me take a breath.
5,
Calm my nerves.
4,
Mike in my hand. Hold on. I'm not ready.
5,
This is getting shit is getting serious, bro.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Charlie मेरे रखना.
Wow. He's taking the belt home.
What did I tell you?
All right, we gotta
got
say
defeated.
that this has never happened before.
this is not-
We
So
did
boys,
not expect
what do I
this.
take home to UK?
Wow,
What do I take back to UK?
So DJ KSR,
We'll get you a belt.
Yeah,
We will
DJ
get
KSR
you a
just
belt.
landed.
What, you guys fly me back out for the next one? Or?
Yo, round of
Yo,
applause.
yeah, round of applause.
That was sick.
DJ Dips.
Shout out to Dip.
Hold on, DJ Dips, Mentor, Blitzkrieg, B Magic, everybody for Jags for coming out. We really want to thank you guys for
No,
taking the time to sit
listen, man,
down
you
with
guys
us.
smashing it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, man.
No, we
This is
appreciate
the
it,
way
man.
forward for the industry, bro.
You know what? To take
Everyone
some
come on
time.
here, speak the fucking truth, man. That's what it's about.
That's it, man.
what it's about.
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah, he
Cheers
said
to
it.
that.
Yeah, everybody, put your cups up. Let's go.
Cheers, lads.
We are the drink.
Cheers, 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 cheers. Cheers, cheers. Cheers, cheers. Cheers, cheers.